Hey guys, Joe Garcia from Arena Fitness. I'm the program director here, and I want to talk to you guys about lower back pain, specifically sciatic pain. And what I want to show you today are just going to be exercises that will help alleviate and take some of that pressure off that sciatic nerve and really get that hip healthy again. So what we're talking about is sciatic pain coming from the back, either a couple different versions of it, but you're always going to feel sciatic pain trickling down the leg, maybe sometimes down the front of the leg, maybe going through the back end of the leg, but it tends to be very debilitating and tighten up your lower back quite extensively. So one of the things that we want to realize that's going on is the problem is this rotation down. Okay, the hip has rotated down on one side and created and literally pinched the sciatic nerve and crushing the joint back here, crushing that sciatic nerve. So what we want to do is ask ourselves, well, what's causing this forward tilt? Generally, muscles in front of the hip, muscles inside the hip rotator are going to be contributing factors. So our stretching or mobility routine is going to be focusing around that. Now, with any mobility routine, I always recommend for you to start off with a good self-myofascial release or a tissue release using a foam roller, lacrosse ball, a supernova ball, whatever you got at home. Even if you were to go through a routine of you're working with a physical therapist and they're doing some manual therapy, it's always going to be much more effective to do any type of release of tissue first before you try to go through mobility. So before you do that, if you haven't done that, hit on the foam roller, hip flexor, piriformis, quads, in and around the hip. If you have any questions about that, we'll make another video for that, specifically addressing those things, but for right now, we're just going to talk about mobility. So first exercise I always start out with, and what we want to again focus on is the hip, okay? So we're going to talk about stretching the front of the hip, outside of the hip, inside of the hip, and back of the hip, and hit those 4 points with these 4 exercises, 4 to 5 exercises through this routine. And I literally do this routine because I suffer from lower back pain too as well. But this is a routine that I have adopted into my daily routine. I recommend for you to do 30 seconds on each side. For the sake of this video, we're just going to do the right side, but definitely always make sure that you're symmetrical on both sides. If you want to do a 2-to-1 ratio, meaning if my pain is on the right side, I'm going to go 30 seconds here, 30 seconds here, and then I'm going to finalize it 30 seconds on that opposite side. Okay? So first exercise we're going to do is going to be a hip flexor stretch. Go ahead and get into a half kneeling position. A couple key points. You can keep the foot, I like keeping the foot up like this, primarily because I want to get some glute activity going first in order to release the front of the hip. Okay? I'm going to keep things nice and neutral, so it's going to go knee, hip, shoulders stacked up on top of each other. I'm going to place my hands right here on the opposite side, and I'm going to push my leg forward as I lean back and maintain this position of where the shoulders are at. Okay? So I'm going to hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds, really opening up the front of the hip. Notice I'm not moving very much, okay? So a lot of people go into these stretches, we're here. We've already lost the ability to keep the hip neutral, okay? So my main thing by activating this glute and keeping it active as I go through this movement is to maintain neutrality of the hip, okay? That's very, very important that we maintain. If I go through this and I open up and I let go of my belly button and I let myself bottom out, I'm not doing anything to address the tightness in my hip, okay? That's very, very important. I want to address the tightness in my hip, so by keeping my hip neutral, shoulders back and down, belly button in, I'm already receiving the stretch I need to receive from this exercise. To move forward is going to be just icing on the cake, okay? So we're going to go through this about 4 or 5 times. Just generally speaking, I want to be 30 seconds on this side before I switch. Now there are advanced movements to this that do have you pull through. I like this version too myself, where I'm usually using either my hand, if you can't reach with your hand like this to get this stretch, okay, and the same type of rocking forward, okay, you can always use the back of a couch or a step, okay, to just elevate the foot, and that works really well. From there, we're going to go to our second exercise where we're addressing the outside capsule of the foot, okay? So the way we do that is we're going to be in this position here where we're just hands and knees, okay? And I'm gonna place that front foot in front of the ankle, okay? In front of the knee, okay? So just to kind of see from the top, I'm gonna put my ankle right in front of the opposite side knee, okay? So you can kind of see that, okay? Now, here's the key thing of that. I'm not gonna rock back, even though I can, okay? Also a good stretch, okay? I'm gonna actually keep this knee here and I'm gonna rock side to side, okay? And this side to side movement is gonna address the outside portion of my hip, okay? Again, 5 to 10 seconds, belly button into the back part of my spine, good posture up top, and we're gonna rock side to side, okay? Again, both sides, 30 seconds, pausing at the end points, resetting, belly button in. If you want, you can keep that leg off the ground. Keeping most of my body weight on the bottom leg, okay? That's gonna be exercise number 2, okay? Number 3, we wanna address the inner thigh. My favorite is gonna be our frog stretch, okay? Frog stretches are always gonna be with ankles in line with the knee or outside of the knee, okay, if you can, okay? And we're gonna go here. Couple key points on this. A lot of people just sit and relax and just let the body weight kind of split them open. I don't want you to do that. I want you to get a little tension, pinch the ground with your knees, okay? And we want to try to stay tucked in. So in other words, I'm gonna give you a side view, okay? I want you to notice my lower back and how relaxed it is right now, okay? I want to create a little bit of tension through my stomach, almost as if I'm doing a plank, and I'm gonna squeeze my knees, and we're gonna rock back nice and slow. Rocking back nice and slow, okay? That's gonna address the inside, okay? 4th one, we're gonna take it right from that frog position. We're gonna slide the leg back up, and we're gonna go right into our pigeon stretch, okay? Pigeon stretch, ankle is gonna be in front of the opposite side hip, and we're gonna try to stay not on the outside of my knee with my elbow here, but we're gonna try to walk ourselves in so that we're on the inside of the knee. My left elbow is in front of my left ankle, and we're gonna hold that there. Again, 30 seconds. We can go 30 seconds down here, 30 seconds up here. But the most important thing in this position is that the back leg is straight and that this glute is nice and strong. So I'm not just sitting here on top of my leg relaxing. I'm actively trying to flex my opposite side glute, okay? That's gonna be 4th exercise. Last one, okay, we can add a 5th. I generally just, depending on time, stay with those 4 exercises, but if you wanna add a last one, my favorite is going to be an open book exercise. We're gonna be here, we're gonna grab that leg, my left arm is gonna pull my leg across, and I'm gonna come out to the outside, okay? Again, bottom leg, okay, with straight leg, this one here, is gonna be flexed against the ground, okay? None of these stretches are going to involve you being completely relaxed. There's always some sort of strength element that you wanna add to your stretches so that your body starts to get strong in these end ranges of your range of motion for that specific exercise, okay? So let me give you another way. Right here, I'm gonna come here. Look how straight this leg is in line with my body. I'm gonna come across, and sometimes when I come across, if I keep this leg right here, look what happens. Now I'm out of alignment. I have to pull this leg behind me a little bit for me to get my shoulder down and stay in alignment, okay? Another angle. Here, I'm gonna pull it in first. Arm comes across, and then I'm gonna pull it all the way through, okay? Those are my 4 to 5 exercises I do every single day. I do them every day to address my lower back pain. And every day we're getting better and better with the lower back pain and improving. If chronic lower back pain is something that you have dealt with all your life, a routine that you can hone in on, that you can do for 2 to 3 minutes a day is vitally important for you, okay? I can't stress that enough. Even when you are out of pain, you are just asymptomatic to an underlying problem that may or may not exist in your body. Do not gamble with that, okay? Having lower back pain and suffering from lower back pain is one of the worst pains that you can deal with. and you'll suffer from depression, from being injured and not moving and not being able to do daily tasks like picking something up off the floor. So take it from me, you don't want to be in that situation. Come into a daily routine where you can address your pain, address your mobility, whether it's lower back pain, whether it's upper body, neck pain and shoulder pain. You need a routine of 3 to 4, even 4 to 5 exercises that you can plug into on a daily basis and make part of your routine. If you have any questions about this, please contact me at joe@arenafitness.com. Remember guys, you guys can train hard, but always train smart, use your head, be a student of exercise, and you'll get to where you want to get faster, stronger, leaner, and feeling better.